My name is Richard Casper. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I teach the course here at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. This program started basically because after my injuries in war, I didn't know how to deal with myself. I came back, had a brain injury, my best friend was shot and killed. I didn't know myself at that point. Art has helped me by giving me a chance to have a voice again. I used to not be able to leave my house. I couldn't go talk to people, throw up and get sick. If you could be 0%, that's committing suicide, 100% being the best you can be. After the Marine Corps, after being injured, I was at probably like a 9 or a 10. And after this school, I was back to like 85% me. For people who may struggle like I did and didn't want to break out of the house and be like, I'm not sure if this is going to work, I just want them to know my story and be able to come out here and learn with other combat vets how to do art. And if they're looking for one more way, if they just come out here and give me a chance, it's going to be worth it.
What we were aiming for is to express what we were dealing with, when we were deployed and during our military career, where we literally get out of our element, go on this kind of like alternate reality to go back in time, think about what we went through, and express it to other people.
Just being exposed to different concepts of art, like at the museum and some of the contemporary art we saw, that's what influenced me to try doing a performance piece for my last project.
The opportunity to be at the school was just phenomenal. It was amazing. At lunch, we could go and wander the halls of the museums, and that was pretty awesome.
I think the hardest part was actually talking about what I've been through. It was easy talking to Richard because he is a combat veteran and he has been through stuff I've been through. And
my job was to, go find IEDs or find landmines or anti-personnel landmines and take them apart. And little did I know, I was putting that stuff inside me.
At first, it's a little hard to let yourself become vulnerable. You won't really know what to do right away. It takes a couple days. I know for me, it took a week.
Being surrounded by a bunch of veterans that know what combat feels like, knows the after effects of combat, knows how it feels to come home. It was really comfortable being here.
They're gonna come to class like normal college students, treated like normal people that know how to be like, I can be in college, I am a normal person, and I could live like everybody else lives. If even one of them chose to go to college and study art and has that artist brain to where it saved them, it's totally worth it.
All right. We are back. All right. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Happy Monday to everyone. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Garrett Leo. I'm the art director for CreatiVets. I did a stream last week. We did this comic book page, so we're going to do a little bit with that today. Atari Garrett. Yep, you like my shirt? It's pretty cool. So if this is your first CreatiVets stream, or if you've been here with us for a while, thanks for being here. Like I said, my name is Garrett Leo. I'm the art director for CreatiVets. We are launching some online classes and streams for veterans and for our communities as we practice social distancing. Really important to us that during this time, if we can't provide programs for veterans to go to, we want to provide programs that we can get to veterans, right? I'm just adjusting my light there. So let's get started with what we're going to do today. Let me open up the chat so I can see everyone. Hal said, "What's up?" What's up, Hal? All right, so let's just get started. I'm going to do a couple things today. Oh, hold on. Maybe I'll go live on Instagram too. It's a good idea. I'm going to go live on Instagram. Here we go. Boom. Thank you for being patient. I'll put that right there. Boom. Right on. You are now live. Right on. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Twitch, Facebook, Mixer, and YouTube. What's going on, Instagram people? So last week I did this comic book page. Right, we worked together. I actually did it with suggestions from everyone. So I'm going to finish this up today. I haven't worked on it since. There's some little details that I need to work on. Let's just do a little review for people that were here last time. What's going on, Logan? Wave. If you were not here last time, I talked about just the foundations of making a comic. So our gutters are all these little spaces in between the frames. The frame is the box with the art, right? We've got our characters. Now we had a main character, we had a main villain, right? This old lady, and then we had some other just like side characters, these little zombies. And then here we've got our voice bubble. And then I didn't have any narration areas, I just used voice bubble. So this is what we did last time. Like I said, I took the suggestion from what people wanted to see in this comic, so that was pretty fun. We'll work on that. What I wanted to start with was just a little tiny demo for how to make your own little comic book or zine, right? So this is a super simple step. If you are interested in making your own sketchbooks or comic books that look a little bit more legit, this is more of an activity that you can do with your kids, or if you want to just have like something that's very impromptu, very informal. This is also a good thing to do. But if you're interested in doing like an art book, right, something that's bound, that's a little bit more put together, I did do a art book stream. So you can check that out at creativets.org/live. If you want to get a little bit more in depth with bookmaking, this is just a very quick activity that anyone can do. And it's called a zine. So it's like perfect for making a short story. So I'm going to do that. The only thing you'll need, I'll have to grab 2 pieces of paper, is just standard 8.5 by 11 printer paper. So, like I said, I showed off, we'll do a little review. I showed off a couple different methods to make sketchbooks. And this was on the artist book stream. So if you're interested, this is a little bit more intense with like how to add different pieces of paper. We use the saddle stapler. This new method I'm going to show today doesn't require any staples. You just need the paper. Here's a rubber band sketchbook. What's going on, Instagram? Rubber band sketchbook. So if you're really interested after I do the demo today and you want to learn how to make your own artist books, right? These could be pieces of art that you put on display, or they could be used as journals or sketchbooks, whatever you want. I already did an artist book stream, so you can find that on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. Those videos stay up there. So that's what these guys are for. But today, I totally forgot about this. Hosting a watch, hosting my stream with 0 viewers. Right on. Hopefully we'll get some more viewers. So this is a simpler one. All you need is a paper. You don't need to bind it or anything, and then you'll have a little tiny zine. So let's get started. All you'll need is some 8.5 by 11 printer paper. Now I did this, as you can see, I did it before I started streaming because I wanted to refresh myself with it. But let's see if I don't mess it up now. So you take your paper, you'll fold it in half. Now let's talk about folds for a second. When I teach my little kid students, my little ones, I talk about hamburger and hot dog folds. So let's learn that today. This is a hot dog fold, right? Long and skinny like a hot dog. This is a hamburger fold, right? Short and fat like a hamburger, right? So we've learned 2 things so far today: hamburger and hot dog fold. So we're going to fold it hamburger fold. Now it's important that we connect our corners, right? If I fold it like this, it's going to be uneven. So we're going to try to make it as even as possible. So my fingers are cold, so it's kind of hard to move the paper. But there we go. So we'll connect the corners. Boom. Boom, nice little point. What's going on, Instagram? A lot of people joining. Glad to have you. So, hamburger fold, we're making a zine. If you just hopped on, a lot of people are jumping on Instagram. We're making a little zine book, and then we're going to do some drawings today. So 8.5 by 11 printer paper, folded it in half hamburger style. Now I'm gonna fold it again. So this is like hamburger turned hot dog. So I'm one fold. Let me show this again, because I already messed myself up. One fold. And you're gonna fold it again like this, and you're gonna connect your corners. Fold it. Now again, I don't have a bone folder. Those are really nice for folding paper. So if you have one of those, perfect. Now's your time to use it. And then I'm gonna fold it this way in half. So at the end, we should have, I think it's like 4 pages of art. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages. And then a front and back. Okay, so I've folded it. Now I'm gonna unfold everything. Now, I think there's a smoother way to fold that, but this works. So now I've got this part. On the ridge of my fold, right, that first middle hamburger fold I made, on the ridge, I'm going to make a cut. Right? Now, it's hard to see. Oh, there you go. This line, I'm going to cut all the way through. Right? So that's from the ridge, the closed side. I'm not cutting from the open side. That's not going to make any sense. It's not going to help make this book. So, again, here's our first fold we did, and we've got a lot of folds on there, so we have 8 panels, right, little tiny boxes. On the ridge, right here, I'm going to find that middle line. I'll show it again, and I'm going to cut that all the way down. Now you could use paper to cut it, or not paper, you can use your hands and just kind of like spread it and rip it. I did that little demo on the book binding, or the art book stream. I'm not going to do it again, I'm not going to take a risk. So I'm going to cut it. Just like that. So now we've got this little tiny cut in the middle. See that? Do you see that? Boom. Got that little cut. We'll fold it in half. Oh. Now I folded it hot dog style. So now I've got this little tiny diamond shape. Are we following along? I'll do it again. I got 2 pieces of paper. So now we've got this little shape. Right? I'm pushing it all together. Boom. And then I'm gonna fold it in half like this. I'll push it on the table. Sorry about the ink all over my table. I've been pretty busy in my studio making some drawings. I'll show those off later. I didn't have time to clean it. So then we got it folded in half, and you fold it in half again. And now we have a little book, just like that. Check that out. Boom. Look at all these people on Instagram. Wave, 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 wave. See, I just waved to everyone, all the viewers. What did I just do? Oh, I flipped my camera. There we go. Boom. So now we got a little book. I'll do a little drawing in these. I've been collecting. I mean, I'm making a lot of stuff in the quarantine for all these streams. I want to do like a little. I did a giveaway. Someone waved back. Hey. I did a giveaway last week. I was looking for it if I had it in here. I don't. With an artist print that I worked on for CreatiVets. I'd love to do some more giveaways with these like one-off pieces of art that I'm making. So stay tuned for that. Let me do it again. So I've got my 2 artist books. Let's do another one. Before we start with the art making, let's keep doing the book making. I've got all my supplies out here. Get a little sip of tea. If this is not your first time with CreatiVets doing a stream, what have people been making? I've been seeing a lot of cool pictures people are tagging CreatiVets in. Some people have DM'd me some pictures. So if you're making art right now, and you're making art inspired by any of the stuff we're doing, send us pictures. We'd love to see it. So again, 8.5 by 11 printer paper. For those of you that just hopped on, we're making little zines before we start our drawing. So I'm going to fold it in half hamburger style. Connect the corners. Boom. Now, you could make this a comic if you had a bunch of papers, right? Staple it and you have a little book. But we're not doing that. Fold it in half. Then fold it again, hot dog style. Again, always connect your corners, otherwise it'll be uneven and won't work. Boom, boom. Now fold it in half. Hamburger. Got your corners. So now you should have 8 boxes. If you don't have 8 boxes, you did it wrong. Try it again. Here we go. So I'm gonna fold it. I think. Yeah. Okay. So now I've got my first fold that I made, that hamburger fold, right? On that ridge, that edge, the spine of the book is where I'm gonna make the cut. I'm not gonna cut on the open part because it's not gonna help me make a book. So on the spine of the book, we're gonna cut this line right here, right there. I take my scissors, right on the edge. Now you could draw a line with a pencil if you want, but there's a pretty nice line there from when I folded it. So now I've got this loose piece of paper. I'm gonna take a look. It's got that cut in the middle. That's it. No further, no shorter. You gotta cut that whole tiny line. I fold it in half again. Hot dog style. Just making sure my lines are together. Right? Fold it in half, and I've got this little tiny diamond or square shape. Alright, boom. So push them together, and I'm moving my fingers to hold it at the seam, right? So that I get the nicest fold. Right? And then fold it in half. I'm gonna do that again. So those who didn't see it can see it again. So push it together. And then in the middle, I'm like holding it with my thumbs, and I'm folding it in half. Right? Flatten that. And then there's already a side that wants to, right? I'm holding it like this, and you can see this wants to fold in like that. That's cool. We'll fold it that way. And you just fold it in half, finish your book. I'm holding my corners together so I'm not flattening this spine of the book wrong. And then I have, boom, another little book. Check that out, a little zines. And I've got 3 of them. We'll do some drawings with these. Is anyone else making these while I'm doing it? Nope. Okay, so make a little bit of art, 3 different types of art today. I'm gonna work on this. I'm just gonna finish it up because there's some little details I wanna add. I'll go over my materials I'm gonna use. All right, I'll work on this, and then I'll do a little zine drawing, just some different random pictures maybe. And then if I've got some more time, I'll move this camera because you can't see it. I've been working on some portraiture. Check that out. Boom, all that stuff. Maybe I'll do another portrait today. It's always good to keep practicing, and I'll show you all with this camera. Boom, see all those portraits I've been doing up there? Yeah, pretty cool. Bring it back down. Boom. All right. Cool. All right. Here we go. People waving. What's going on? Wave. All right. Let's start with this. Let's go over materials I'm going to use for the comic. This is a comic page. Again, I'll scan this eventually and put it on my Instagram. I'm not going to put it on the CreatiVets one because it's an intense comic. So I'm going to type if you want to see the finished one, I'm going to type my Instagram right now. Check out Garrett's art on Instagram at Mango's Black. Sweet. So if you want to check that stuff out, check it out. Like I said, I will be scanning this and posting this. Will this be recorded so I can see the start? Yes. Go on creativets.org/live and you can find all of these videos. I know it's separate. I'm doing 2 streams. Check it out, Instagram. Doing 2 streams. Boom. Go to creativets.org/live and you can find all of our past streams on YouTube and Facebook. So either one, you can find them all. This I did not do all today. This I did in a past stream. This was from the comics. I think it was just called comics. Comic stream. We did this a little over 2 hours, 3 hours actually. I think I worked on this. This was a long one. So if you're interested in seeing me make this from scratch, check that out. I'm going to finish it up today. So materials, same materials that I used when I first made this comic page. I'm going to use my quill tip pen. Right now, I actually switched it out I had a much larger, I'll show you. I've got this whole little tray of different quill tips, all different sizes and stuff. I was using a bigger one, now I'm going to use a really tiny one. See the difference? Because I just want to add a couple little details. I'm using my ink brush pen, my refillable one. We show it off. I love showing it off. Boom. It's got the ink cartridge in it. Super cool. You can get that at Blick. I think I just ordered another one, I think, for like $10. Using some Black India ink. Now, someone asked me last time, is this ink permanent? Pretty much. It says it's waterproof, but I've put like watercolor on top of it, and sometimes it spreads. So take that with a grain of salt. And then I do have my Micron pens that I might bust out for something. These are super cool. A lot of my Micron pens are drying out, so I had to order 2 new packs. You can get packs of them. I actually found them on Amazon for $10. You get like 7 of them, all different kinds. So this is my graphic one. This is a archival ink. This is permanent marker. Right, I did the, here I'll show you. I did this demo. Another one of our past streams, I did this little kid-friendly watercolor lesson. All the buildings were drawn with Micron pen, and then I painted on it like a minute later. So permanent, waterproof. Put that back on my wall. All right, here we go. So, yeah, that's it. And I have some paper towels right here. If I make a mistake, a great tool I have, it's whiteout, but in a pen form. It's called Presto, the Jumbo Correction Pen. Boom. I might use that if I make a mistake. Check this out. I'll show this off. I made this yesterday for Easter. My Easter bunny drawing. Boom. Look at that guy. Isn't that guy crazy? So this is a pretty big drawing I did. Now I realize I've been doing a lot of portraits really small. But the big ones you can get a lot of really tiny details. They're pretty cool. So it was my crazy Easter bunny guy with his little Easter egg suit. Wanted to show it off because, I don't know if you can tell, but I made a lot of mistakes on it. So you can't really see it. But this whole area is like covered in that whiteout stuff. But from like the camera, I don't know if you can even tell. That's pretty cool. Right? And you can see my paper wasn't big enough, so I taped another piece to it to roll with it. And I taped this back. I'll put it right here in case people want to see the Easter bunny again. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to use the quill tip with my India ink. I'm going to move my... Let's see if I can like prop my camera. Oh, I have an idea. Why is the video frozen? Is it still frozen? I'm going to MacGyver this real quick. Is it frozen right now? Calling in reinforcements. Is it still frozen? All right, hold on. Hold on, Instagram. I'm making a little platform. Uh-oh. No. Sweet. Cool. I'm putting you on my light so you can see me draw. I don't know if that's going to work. There we go. Can you see that? Sweet, you can see it. That's cool. All right, I can't really see your comment, so I'll have to like check that out every once in a while. All right, hopefully my phone doesn't slide off. If it does, oh well. All right, so there was just a couple spots in here that I wanted to add some little details, like in the collar of the shirt. So I'm just gonna do that. Ooh, I like this pen. Just adding some like little textures to his robe. This was like a velvet or silk robe, I think someone asked to put it on there. Someone said, yeah, huh? I'm not sure if that was that it's frozen or what. Now, I wanted to add, again, just doing some little details throughout it. The steps for this is I sketch it. You can see that blue pencil in there. If you weren't here for the first one, you're like, why did he sketch it in a blue color pencil? It's called non-photo blue pencil. So when I scan this image, I'll scan it in like a grayscale, and you won't see any of the pencil marks. So if you want, get a non-photo blue pencil. It's not just a random colored pencil I found. And just kind of like, I drew like a bunch of like amorphous hand blobs. I'm like defining them, adding wrinkles and stuff. But you can get a, yes, can see the comics phone work. Sweet. You can get the non-photo blue pencil from like a Blick. Again, I ordered them off Amazon. Hopefully they arrive. You know, everything's a little crazy right now with online ordering. So we'll see. It's supposed to get here this week. But when I scan this image in grayscale, it'll just keep all my black line art. It won't have any of the other junk in there. Oh, almost spilled my ink. If you were on the first couple streams, when I mentioned this, I was like, I don't want to use the quill tip because I'm notorious for knocking over my ink, which I used to do all the time. You can actually see. This is my little container I've spilled. I used to put it in this tray while I was working because I used to spill it all the time. Sorry about my squeaky chair. Now this isn't going to take that long. I'm going to jump on we'll do another portrait today. And give a shout out to some other art that's going on this week in a minute. I'll bring up this schedule. If this is your first time watching any streams with us, and you're like, whoa, this is pretty cool. I want to watch more stuff. We've had streams with music and songwriting and some exercise workouts and some shoe art, some collage art, a whole bunch of stuff. So go to creativets.org/live, and you can see the other stuff we've been streaming. All right, now those blobs kind of look like hands. Okay, let's see. What else did I want to work on? I like the first page, second page, third page looks good. Work on this one. This one I agree just like didn't have enough on there. So I'm gonna now I am using, this is not printer paper. I know I started the stream doing a little printer paper zine. This is Bristol paper. So Bristol Pad by Strathmore is the kind that I get. Give a little shout out to them. Here, I'll grab got a bunch of pads laying around. Bristol Pad paper. You can get this on Amazon too, or on Blick or any art store. It's just a little bit more of like a cardstock paper. So you can actually like put some ink on it. This is actually meant for ink drawings. So that's why it is the best, in my opinion. Let's add a little bit more texture to Granny's hair, Meemaw's hair. Let's see. Add some texture to her fingernails. This little quill tip is awesome. I've never really used, I used to just use the one quill tip and just make do with it and then use micron pens, but this little one is perfect. I think, what else did I want to do? I think I'm just going to make this a little darker. Something I talked about a lot last time was just like balancing your darks and your lights. I don't use colors in my comics. I do black and white comics. So as you can see, there's a lot of heavy black on there. I'm going to make, I don't think this panel is dark enough. So I'm going to color in the little areas behind the food. And I'm going to do a little cross hatching. So I'm not going to color it in black. I'm going to cross hatch it. And now cross hatching is when you draw lines left and right. Oh, I just blopped ink. That's all good. When you just make lines back and forth, it's called cross hatching. And it can shade areas without actually shading. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We'll do that. Got some zombie hands over here. Now the tighter the crosshatch, right, the closer the lines are, the darker the area looks. So I'm doing some pretty tight ones to make it look like it's dark on those shelves. And I'm doing a diagonal crosshatch. You can do it just like a T. I'm doing like X crosshatching. Yeah, there we go. Now those hands are popping out a little bit more. And I colored that spot in because it's right next to the pant leg. Sweet. Yeah, a little bit more dimension. I'll add some details to those fingers that are like chasing after this guy. Actually add some fingernails and stuff. Like I said, I first did this stream for the comic and it was like 3 hours. So I was just working over a long period of time. The amount of detail you get in a comic is all about how long you spend on it. So I could have made this super, super detailed, but it would have spent, I could have spent weeks on it. I showed off my... I showed off my other comics that I had made previously and just talked about how I'm very methodical when it comes to comics. So I write stuff, I make notes, I make post-it notes so I can move stuff around. And this was the first time I had made, well, not the first time, but on the spot, made a comic with no planned script or layout or anything. Now I've got these wind shapes, he's running super, super fast here, so I'm not doing the cross hatching. I just add a little black. Just mix it up. If any of you are watching and you're making some art, like I said, I'd love to see what people are doing. If you have any questions on what I'm doing right now, or any questions about CreatiVets or other streams we're offering, drop them in the comments, whether you're watching on Instagram or Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or Mixer, because I'll see them. I will see them. All right. And this area back here is further away, so you don't really see as much. So I'm just going to color in black. Again, I'm working on just the shelf right now. I kind of left that alone last time. But like I said, when I started this is this character is running in this post-apocalyptic world for some toilet paper. So I'm making it a really dark comic. It's at night, a lot of pressure on this character to get this this toilet paper. Boom. Alright, so now since I did that, I've got some shelves here. Alright, if you can see that. I'm going to add a little bit on there too. A little cross hatching. And I'm just going to do one. Not two cross hatches, just one direction. So this is just hatching. Not as close. Again, I'm doing it on a diagonal. I've got a little piece of paper stuck on my pen, so I just wipe that on my paper towel. There we go. Oh, siren. Boom. All right. Oh, I'll add some like wrinkles to Granny's face. Boom, boom, boom. And there's my. So I can see any comments. Boom, no comments. Everyone's just watching. Instagram's watching. People on Mixer are watching. All right. I think this is it for this comic page. Take a look. I'll put it to the side to dry. But here's our finished comic page. Right there. I'll show the big stream first. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 panel page. You can only see like a little bit. So this is where it starts. Goes over. Starts at the bottom. Goes over. Someone just joined. What's going on? Just doing some comic books. So I'm gonna set this aside to dry. Let's work on one of our little zine books. I'm just wiping my table, make sure I don't have any ink there. Make sure you wipe off your ink tools because this stuff dries and gets a little cakey. I am not going to use the India ink on this printer paper because printer paper is not designed to absorb that much ink at one time. So it'll get real flappy and gross. Boom. So this is a little zine I made, and again, if you are just joining in and you're like, wow, how did you make that? You can check this video out. I'm not gonna make another one because I have 3 I need to work on. You can check this out on YouTube or Facebook. Once I'm done, it'll post it on there and you can watch it. Go to creativets.org/live and you can find those links. So here's a little zine. I'm gonna do a little drawing on there. Now we did a little, I'll grab some just random tools I have laying around. I think I'll do like a, anyone have any suggestions before I make a decision? That's what I said last time, and we had a really cool comic come out of it. So if you're interested in telling me what to draw, ooh, ebony pencil, I like that. If you're interested in coming up with something, let me know. I'm just kind of looking around for, look at this big colored pencil. Any suggestions on the topic of the comic, let me know. I'm looking for a pen. What color is this? I've got my handy dandy little test pad here. Maybe I'll use this. I don't know where I got this. It's just like a Blick marker. It smells a little permanent. So we'll do, this is our cover. So again, let's just talk about the parts of a book. This is our cover, the front page. I'm going to do an American comic, so it's going to start on the left. I'll go with the Easter Bunny thing. So I'm drawing an egg, decorated. Okay, so there's our cover. We'll title it The Egg. Alright, so that's our cover. I'll add a little color to it. I got all these highlighters. I like highlighters. We'll use those. Do I have a blue one? I thought I had yeah, I got a blue one. Alright. Start with pink. Super excited I have a stream coming up Friday. I'm going to do some mixed media painting. I call it mixed media painting because I'm going to use a variety of things to paint with. So I'm going to have some acrylic paint. I might use some tempera paint if I got it laying around. And then I also doing a little collage. I want to do like almost like a collage. I recently just moved into a new apartment. So I've had a new collection of old papers and sketchbooks and comics and stuff. So I found like this. I went to this store in West Virginia, and you could buy like a stack, like this thick of comics for like $5. So I bought a bunch of them, and they're just like random comics. So I'm gonna cut some of those up and reuse them for a collage maybe. All right, here's our cover, The Egg. Can you see that? Boom, The Egg. And then let's just kind of wing it. This is a cool pet marker. It's got dual tips. Again, I don't know where I got this. I think it's just a Blick. Yeah, it just says Blick Studio. Boom, just a little gray. I'm going to use the fine point end, not the... Oh, wait. Did I... Uh-oh. There we go. I'm going to use the fine point tip. So we'll start with... We'll draw a little field. Maybe there's a park. I'm gonna draw a bench. There's a tree next to the bench. I'm doing this in just black and white. Some branches coming out. Okay, so now we've got our little setting. We're gonna do a little park. Now I'm just winging this. Again, these little books are great for just like little tiny things, little doodles. Doodles are cool. So I have this little scene. This side I'm gonna leave blank. That's just like the start. And I'll do a little. This is my little noise box, right? It says chirp. So that's gonna like lead me to, or the audience, right? Pretend you're in this setting, you hear a chirp, I'm directing the audience to the tree. So next page, I'll draw the tree again. I'll draw the side of the bench. So we're zooming in on the some wood grain in there. Might a little more detail now that we're closer. Maybe I'll add some flowers. Maybe we didn't see those before. Add the wood grain. Now I had like 3 trunks. Now it's going off the paper. We've got branch there, some little twigs. Now I'm adding more texture. Did I add a lot of texture to the other one? No. Suggest that there's leaves on there, right? Boom, what's going on? All these people on Instagram doing a little comic today. I just had a bunch of people jump on, so I'm going to show this off again. Made a little zine. Now we're just doing a little impromptu doodle narration. So it's called The Egg, so we're going to get to this sometime. Starts off with a little scene, maybe at a park. We're getting closer to the tree now, so I'm drawing those details. Alright, and then maybe on this branch we see a little nest with our egg inside. Now the egg, we got some different colors. I'm not going to get super detailed with the colors. I'm just going to suggest that, right, it's bright and colorful on this very gray world. Alright, let me see our egg. Alright, so next page, zoom in again. So this is going to be, I'm going to draw a line on the center of the page. You don't have to do that, but I like doing that. Hair's getting all in my face. All right, so here, now I'll have like, there's the branch. Right, and then we'll draw our little nest again. So again, I'm like zooming in, telling a story about this egg. And you could draw, you know, you don't have to draw a story about this random Easter egg in a tree. You could make a comic about whatever you want. Suggestion of tree behind it, right? Not getting super detailed, just doodling. Now the front, I'm going to compare. To the designs that I had made on the front. Okay. Careful not to color on top of my gray. What I use blue? I use blue. Alright, and then so I've got this. So we'll start from the start. Egg. Seen at the park. We hear a little chirp. Right? Egg. Egg. Just get a little closer. Now I'm going to do... Oh, I know where this is going to go. Right? So it's fun to just doodle, see where your drawings go. I did this project with my students, my middle school students I was teaching. So I already know what's going on the next page. I did 2 eggs. You'll see what's going to happen. I did this project with my middle school students about, we designed shoes. And before we started doing it, we watched this show on Netflix called Abstract. It's an art and design documentary series. So we watched this one on Tinker Hatfield, who is one of the designers for, or one of the, pretty much the designer for Jordan and Nike when it was coming up. And we watched his process and like how he starts his designs, and he does something called, what was it called? Now I'm blanking on it. Wow. Give me a second, it'll come to me. I'm too focused on this egg. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry. Brain fart. He does this method called stream of consciousness drawing. So a stream of consciousness drawing is when you just start drawing, and then as you're doodling, maybe I'll do that after this on one of these other pages. A stream of consciousness drawing is when you start drawing, and then as your brain starts to think of things, you just kind of draw it, right? So it's just your stream of consciousness. Now you can do that with writing as well. So with my students, I had them do it for like 10 minutes. We did a stream of consciousness drawing, and as they came up with things, they just started. So I gave them the topic of outer space to start with, and then they just drew from everything that reminded them from outer space, and then, you know, their drawings took a whole new life. So we did that just to kind of get our creative juices flowing, right? Get a whole new thought process. And just start creating. All right, now here's the. I'm gonna cover this and draw it, and then I'll show you the whole book. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's our comic. Boom. All right, so egg. Hold on. Maybe I can move this. Hold on. There we go. Can you both see it now? No, one's being obliterated by the light. So I'll do Instagram first. Egg. I'll show the big stream. There's the Easter Bunny inside the egg. That's the end of the story. Check that out. All right, so that one's done. Let's do a stream of consciousness drawing. And I will do this on. I'll do it on a bigger piece of paper. No, I'll do it on this little zine. Here we go. So stream of consciousness. Here are the rules. It's a little game. So this is we're gonna work on the zine. I'm gonna grab a darker marker so you can actually see the drawing as it goes. We use a blue. Yeah, that sounds good. So stream of consciousness. I'm gonna fill this zine up. I'm gonna title it Art's Thoughts. Right? So I'm going to start drawing and I'm just going to fill the page and just keep adding it as I go. So I'm going to stick with this theme of outer space. So I'll start with... that's what I'm starting with, outer space. And we'll see where that goes. And you'll be able to see it develop in real time. I'm going to move this camera right down here so you can see... Let's see if this works. Yeah. Oh, booyah. All right. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, both can see it now. Sweet. Okay. So, outer space. Maybe I can put it on a light. Can I put it on a light? Oh, I don't want to knock my phone off. This is a very dangerous game I'm playing. Hold on. No, it's too heavy. I'll put it down. Well, do I have any objects I can tilt it on? Hold on. 1 second. I've got something here, I know. No, I'll use this. This little bottle. Because I want both to be able to see the drawing, and it's super small, so. Let's readjust. There we go. Sweet. All right, you both can see now. Yeah, much cooler. Much cooler. All right, starting with space. Here we go. So back in the theme of and as I'm drawing it, drop a comment and guess what I'm doing. right? So there's my one of doodles, right? So again, stream of consciousness is you just draw everything that you start. So the topic was outer space. I started here with my outer space, and as you can tell, I went a little bit everywhere. So I've got some spaghetti and meatballs. I've got a meteor. I've got some paintbrushes, school bus, pizza, pencil, Chef Boyardee. That's who that is. Apple, pizza cutter, and a book. Right. So that all came out of the topic of outer space. Let's do another one. I think I might do I'll get some big paper and do some stream of consciousness drawings. That would be cool. These little books, art thoughts. Let's do another one. I'll do a different color. I did blue last time. We'll do orange. That'll be our topic, orange. So there's our orange. Okay. I don't know if you can't see that. Okay, I'll just show it. Okay, so let's check out this stream of consciousness in orange. I started with the topic of, I'll let it refocus. Someone had a question on Instagram, how can we share drawings with us? If you make any drawings or art based off of what we're doing on any streams, or just in general, send it to us on Facebook or Instagram. Just send us a DM, or if you post it on your Instagram, you can tag us in it. That was a great question. Thanks for asking. So this stream of consciousness, sorry, I'm like super focused when I do these. I started with an orange, thought of Florida, did an alligator. After drawing the alligator, I thought of some dinosaurs, so I drew the dinosaur tooth or T-Rex. Thought of some big plants so I drew this coconut tree. It's hard to see it because it's so close to the light. Then I thought of lime and coconut, and then you shake it, so that's what those zigzags are for shaking the coconut. And then after that, I thought of the beach, so I drew the beach ball, the sun, and then I drew those buckets and little tools you used to get as a kid to make drawings with. Thanks for the thumbs up. That's where you can do it. And then I drew a sandcastle in the back. So there's my second stream of consciousness doodle. I got one more. And I think I'll do a dark one. It was hard to see. Ooh, this will be fun. I've got this really cool pencil. Hold on, I'll show it off in a second. Let me sharpen it. Lock down my pencil sharpener, change the thickness. Shout out to X-Acto for making a really cool pencil sharpener. I don't know where, I actually don't remember where I inherited all of these pencils. Excuse me. So this is just like a random mixed pencil. Check this out. Yeah, pretty cool to draw with. So I'll do another drawing with this. But like I was saying, I don't really remember where I got a lot of these. I've got this whole collection of these really bizarre pencils. Check that out. Right? I don't remember where I got them, but they're super cool. So this one I'll start with a rainbow. Get inspired by this pencil because it'll change colors as I'm drawing. So there's a rainbow. Oh, this is a good one. I'm getting pretty all over the place with it. So far my color is only red, but that's cool. Okay, so this one got a little wild. Let's take a look at these. So this one, I started with a rainbow. Let me walk you through my stream of consciousness again. Started with a rainbow, and then what was right after that? Oh, so, no, wait, hold on. Where did I go? Oh, rainbow, sun, and then I thought of an ice cream cone. I don't even remember the path that I started on. How did I get to Heisenberg? Oh, okay. So I started with a rainbow, thought of drawing the sun, like a sunny day. And then I remember watching this Batman vs. Superman fan trailer where they quoted Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, and he was like, he flew too close to the sun. Oh, I dragged this. Whoops. He flew too close to the sun, so I drew Heisenberg. Then I thought of blue ice cream, right, blue. And then I did a cherry on top. And then when I thought of cherries, I thought of a kitty cocktail. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, no. My live ended on Instagram. Let me start it up again. Hold up. Hold on 1 second. There we go. We're going back on. We're back on live. Sweet. Let me move this down so we can get you set up again. So you missed my explanation of my drawing, but let's start. So rainbow, sun. Thought of the sun. Watched that trailer for Batman, Superman, the fan trailer with Heisenberg, where he said he flew too close to the sun. Then I thought of blue ice cream, that like marshmallow flavor. Thought of a cherry on top, and then drew a kitty cocktail. Right, the cherries, sizzling bubble water. After that, I thought of an ice cream cone, or a snow cone, I should say. And then thinking of snow, I thought of this lesson that I did with my students to do a polar bear. So I did the step-by-step polar bear drawing that I did with like my first graders. Then thought of more ice cream because of the cold. then that started making me think of like summer. When I thought of summer, I thought of going on like a trampoline. When I was a kid, I used to do like fake WWE fighting with my cousins. So I wrote WWE. And then when I think of my cousin's house, I always think of autumn because I used to hang out there all the time during like the fall, and we like play fight out by the leaves and stuff. So I drew some leaves, right? So again, stream of consciousness. This kind of went into like a stream of consciousness demo. We've kind of covered a lot of things with comics and zines today. Let's just do a little bit of review. So I made this book called Art's Thoughts, and then we did stream of consciousness drawing, right, with our little zines. This is just a little demo how to use these little zines that you can make. Again, I made a couple of them. I made like a little comic in one, and then in this one I did more of a game, more of like a doodle. So for these doodles, stream of consciousness, the only rule is you start with something and you just start drawing. Now, I gave myself a topic in each one. You don't have to give yourself a topic. You can kind of just start drawing. That's the whole point. These practice your ability to draw, to practice your ability to get creative, right? So before you do any of your own work, or before you do any like art making, this might be good to just kind of get started with. So this topic, oh, hold on. There we go. This topic was outer space, and you can see my little doodle composition from that. This drawing, now this one's hard to see because I used the orange highlighter, but this topic was orange, right? This topic was a rainbow, right? And it's because I used I used my rainbow pencil, but I was at a part where it was only red, right? But you can see those other colors were about to be used. So maybe next time when I do stream of consciousness, I'll use this big pencil again. So let me put, whoa, that was cool. Put this guy back up here so you can see the whole, this was my little stand for it, my little glass bottle. So just a quick review from today of what I've already covered. So comics and zines, these little tiny books are great if you don't have the means to do any of the artist books that I talked about, right? The binding and stuff, right? With the string or the staples. If you've got printer paper at home, you can make these little tiny books to do stuff with. So I'll review just real quick for people that just jumped on. I got quite a few people jumping on Instagram, and then same with Mixer. These books, I'll fold it out. So start with a piece of paper like this, fold it hamburger style, fold it hot dog style, and fold it again, right? Then you unfold all of it, and I already made the cut, but on that ridge, you cut in that top line right there, and then you open it. So you've got this little shape like this, and you close it, fold it, and you've got a book, right? Super, super simple. And like I said, you can use it for a variety of things. So example 1 is our little Easter egg comic, right? And then example 2 was the stream of consciousness, right? Again, just finding ways to be creative. So those are two little doodles. I think I'll do like a big stream of consciousness. Why not? No, I'll save that. We'll do another stream this week with stream of consciousness. I'll break it up some big paper and do that. Is this messed up? There we go. Boom. All right. So here's my comic. Here's my zines. I'll do a little drawing before we leave. We'll do one more. Why not? Do another little zine drawing. Little doodle to end the day. I'll cut this. Now again, I showed off some cool ways to rip paper for texture. I wish I had brought my paper cutter home from work. So a little piece of paper, we'll do a little drawing. And I'll bring the camera down again. So let me get my stand out. Bring this down so you can see it. There we go. All right, boom and boom. We'll do a tiny drawing. And I'll use my non-photo blue pencil. We'll do, what should the topic for today be? We'll do a little astronaut. Why not? I used space as my topic for the drawing. We'll do another. I'm doing a light drawing. I don't know if anyone can see that right now. Super light, because I am going to ink it. I'm doing a little CreatiVets astronaut. Alright, so there's my little astronaut shape. Alright, do a little quick doodle to end. And I'll use my ink again. Open that up. If you're just now jumping on, I've covered quite a bit today. Just kind of going over things that you can do with comics and zines. So I'm just doing another little tiny drawing to end the day. Finished that comic book page from last session, last stream with me. So I'll be posting that on my Instagram if anyone's interested in seeing that. I also showed off some skills with making little comic book zine books. So I filled it up with some stream of consciousness drawing as well as just some little comic or a little doodle. Right? Again, just some things to kind of get creative juices flowing. Mr. 2 sent 1,000 sparks. What's up, Mr. 2? Boom, boom, boom. This is like a gingerbread astronaut with the texture I'm adding. Put the little CreatiVets logo on there. Boom, little CreatiVets logo. Oh no. My neighbor's playing music upstairs. Hopefully my audio doesn't get cut out on YouTube. Add a little backpack. Draw his little legs. His legs are super short. It's all good. Boom, got our little astronaut guy. CreatiVets astronaut. And we'll do a little tube attached to him. Alright, maybe he's floating in to say hello. Check it. Boom. So a little doodle for the day. Alright. I think that's about it. Just real quick, if anyone is interested in where did this come from? Oh, my marker. Anyone interested in other streams this week? We've got a couple things going on. Let me talk a little bit about that. We have some shoe painting with Big Mike scheduled for tomorrow, so check that out. We got some more songwriting tomorrow as well. We'll have, if anyone watched last week, Emily Christofferson did some wheel throwing. So if you're interested in seeing the follow-up stream to that, that'll be on Wednesday. We'll be doing some more collage on Thursday. Oh, we'll also have some photography on Wednesday. And then I'll be doing some more mixed media painting this Friday. Or not more, but first time streaming some mixed media painting on Friday. So if you're interested in seeing any of this content or any of the past streams we've done, go to creativets.org/live. I'm going to put that in the comments right now so that if you're just watching, you can just check it out. creativets.org/live. Check that out. Check out our schedule. See if you can tune in for any more time this week. I think I'm going to do I'll do a stream of consciousness stream. I'll get some big paper and like really go to town with some drawings so it's not super small. But there's a little astronaut for today. Again, here's our little art books that we made. My art thoughts with some little demo in there. Right? And then I'll be posting let me move the camera back up. Whoa. I'll be posting, let's see. Boom, there we go. The finished edited version of this comic book page on my Instagram. So if any of you are interested in seeing that, I'll put that in the comments as well. So if you want to check that out, I'll be posting that once I get it, once it dries and I can scan it and edit it and then upload it. Thanks for tuning in today. Again, if this is your first time with CreatiVets or if you've been watching us for a while, we really appreciate people participating and joining in because it's important to us that we get these resources out to people in need, right? So yeah, thanks for joining, and I will see you all later this week. Right on.